Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this miserably rainy, dreary Saturday morning? Hope everyone is doing great. I'm doing fine, despite the fact that it is raining cats and dogs. Uh, yeah, so it's pretty much been pouring all night long here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get some small localized flooding here and there. Nothing major, nothing to worry about, but I'm sure some creeks might overflow a little. Anyways, I hope you gentlemen are doing great this morning. So let's see what we got here. So last night in my front pocket, I carried this again. I just can't get over how good the action is on this thing. It is just ridiculously sick, and I think it's got to have skiffs in it, but it's almost too good. Like somebody said yesterday, it's almost one of those knives that's going to cut me if I'm not careful. But I'm willing to take the chance just to have that great of action. So I had that in the front pocket. And then in my back pocket, I had this again. The more I use this, the better it's getting broken in. I'm really loving this knife. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got the M390 version. And both of these knives are super sharp. This one is a laser beam. I don't know if somebody sharpened it at some point. By the way, I forgot to say my good mornings. But good morning, Mr. Dirk Diggler, Mr. Christopher, Mr. TC, Mr. Ed, and Mr. John, and Mr. Michael. Hope you gentlemen are doing great this morning. If y'all don't mind dropping a like, that'd be awesome. Seems like y'all been doing a great job of that here recently, and I really do appreciate it. So, this morning, yesterday, I got a knife in the mailbox, and I could possibly get another one today, but this is one I forgot I ordered. And it is one that I already had, but I sold it to Pete, and I'm not sure why I sold it to Pete, but I did sell it to Pete, so I bought myself another one, and that is another Kaiser. Somebody asked me on my last Kaiser video why I didn't have one of these, and the answer was because I sold mine to Pete, so I had to get another one. And that is the original XL. Great knife, great button lock, super solid lockup on this particular one. And something I noticed, which I had not noticed because I didn't have the other knife until recently, is how much it compares to the FSDI. They are very similar in blade shapes, handle shapes. Even the clips are both kind of matching the scales. So that's ironic. Kind of weird. They do look a lot alike. And, you know, that happens with knives. There's only so many knives you can make, I guess. But I did notice that last night. So, I took a few other knives to work to shoot some videos of in my little pouch, and that was 3 of my Wii knives. Starting with the Trogon, Brian Brown Designs. Love that knife. Wish it didn't have the holes. Kind of got used to the holes on this particular one, but I still wish it didn't have them. Speed holes make no sense to me on any knife that is not an integral, because the whole back of the knife is open. So if you think these holes are letting air get in there to displace air when the blade closes, they're not airtight to begin with. So speed holes makes no sense. And the whole backs of knives are usually open, which is plenty of air holes for, quote, speed holes. So anyway, my thoughts on that. Then I also carried my WE Knives Esprit, which is a classic, as you can see on the top, Mr. Laconico design. Super cool texture on this one, the orange peel. This one, the lock bar has to be tight, because if not, it would have a little bit of lock rock. It has to go way over to the middle to lock up, so it's not the greatest example of this knife. It actually doesn't go to the middle, it goes to about 40%. But if I relieve pressure on this lock bar, it causes it to have a little bit of lock rock. So I have to have a little bit more pressure on here than I would like, so it doesn't close as smoothly as I would prefer. But it's a great knife nonetheless. Another Laconico design, another great WE. And then last but not least, I took my sword fin, which is a Meads design. And I got really upset last night because I noticed that there's a spot on it. And I don't know where that came from. And it's making me really angry, especially since this one was Zerblasted. So I might have to send it to someone who has a Zerblast setup and get it re-Zerblasted. Or I might just blast it myself and deal with it not being Zerblasted. But this one does have typical WE action. Perfect drop shut. Hydraulic like shut. I love this knife. Very comfortable knife. So yeah, I took those three to shoot videos of. Yeah, I agree, Christopher. That's a very good breakdown of speed holes. Somebody called them that one time and it stuck. And it's a stupid phrase. So, I told y'all I wouldn't work on the knife off of video. And I really didn't lie. I did finish rounding out this stuff that we did yesterday a little bit after the video. Didn't finish it, but almost did. But we still got this whole bottom part to do. And I also mentioned that I might try to cut some of this out off of video to save us some time on video. But it is taking shape. It is starting to look like a knife. And I thought about something else that I don't know why I haven't thought of before now, but that is the fact that I've got that little suction cup vise, and I thought it won't really stick to this table, I don't think, because of the stickers and such. But there's no reason that I can't use something like this metal tray here to put in the middle of the table and then stick it to that. So, well, it's not going to stick to that either. I've got this one is not the greatest. This surface is rounded, evidently. Not flat. But this thing is pretty heavy. And this is that little vise I was talking about. If y'all haven't seen one, they're very handy. And all you do is loosen this collar right here. and you can position it any way you like to hold the knife or whatever you're holding perfectly good. And this suction cup base does stick to a lot of surfaces. Definitely not going to stick to this carpet, but there's no reason that we couldn't do some of the grinding using this thing, like so, because we can position this however we need to get at the grinding. But this thing is super nice for 20 bucks. It works great for knives. It's got rubber coating on the jaws so you won't hurt your knives. Great vise for 20 bucks. I also did buy, the reason I finished rounding this out yesterday after the video is because on my porch when I got off the video were those, or maybe no, maybe I had them, I'm confused. I think I got them yesterday after the video, but I got those 80 grit belts. No, I guess we got them before the video. I guess they were on the porch when I got home. But that belt really did work great. Still got plenty of bite to it. And I ordered some 60 grit ones, which is about the lowest that you can get for this size, I have found out. Got some of those supposed to be delivered today. Wonder if the bottom side of this would work better. Oh yeah, we were getting a suction there. Yep, that's locked on super good. But this thing locks on really good, as you can see. It's just the dish shape to this. I thought this was flat, but evidently it's not. And it's got handles, so this won't work the best right here. But I'm eager to get this chunk of metal out of here. And I bought some actual cutoff wheels instead of the grinding discs. I've also got some flapper discs. Ow! It bit me. But yeah, super cool little vise. If you don't have one, you should grab one, especially if you work on knives. And it might stick to the table under here with the stickers, even with the stickers on it. I kind of almost want to try. I've got a little bit of a mess over here. What are y'all getting into today? What is going on in y'all's world? Let me get a few more knives out of the way here. I've got some random ones just laying around that I need to put up. All right. Put these on the floor for now. Put these on the floor for now. Ow! I'm hurting myself this morning. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Bored, huh? Well, don't be bored, Ed. All right, so let's see if I move this board. Whoops. What happened? Why did the camera go away? Oh. I've got the green screen activated, so y'all can't see this green board. Wow. I didn't know I had that on. Thought I had that turned off. Thought y'all be able to see the screen board. So this is the green she sewed a green, made a green pillowcase out of a big piece of cardboard, or I put a big piece of cardboard inside it so that it's kind of stiff. But this is my green screen that I use. It's just that green screen material. It's on both sides so I can flip it over whenever I get tired of one side or one side gets dirty. Yes, those are M390, both of those. We got the stickers. Let's see if it'll stick to the sticker table. Yeah, William, it's awesome, isn't it? You got it for the top of your toolbox. When I went by Harbor Freight, I saw those little toolboxes and almost bought one. Yeah, it's not gonna... Let me see if I can pick a spot. Nope. You can tell when it starts to grab because the handle gets hard to push. I knew the stickers would keep it from grabbing. That's why I didn't ever try. Oh well. It was a thought. I'll find a piece of glass or something that I can put down here to stick it to. There's my big green screen. And let's see. Let's go back with the little purple mat today, even though it needs to be washed. Got a couple of dirty spots on it as well. Guess I need to zoom back in a little. One click. Alrighty. Yep, I need to clean this one. Wonder if I can wash these things. Anybody know? Bueller? 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 Let me see if see what water does to it. Oh, it just makes it worse. Maybe when the water dries. Yeah, I don't know what that spot is, but it doesn't want to come off. Now it's wet. That's what she said. Got some more spots over here. Much stuff as we do on these mats, I'm surprised they don't get filthy looking, but anyways, whoops, we got green poking out the top up there. All right, we are good. How are you gentlemen doing this Saturday morning? I'm super impressed with this knife. I didn't realize how much I would like it until I got it. Oh, you got the Geo? How do you like it, Mr. William? I was impressed with the first Geo I got, except for the fact that they're all crossbar locks. Wish they would make a... I'm convinced that's Kubi's arm of the crossbar only locks. Yeah, I didn't realize how much I would like this knife until I got it. Super cool knife. And if you haven't gotten one of these yet, I think you should get one of the batches, even though they're pretty pricey. $160, $170 for M390 knife, but that's a lot better than $1,000. And in my book, it's probably one of those knives that is 85 or 90% of the original. I do believe the original has a little bit better action as far as drop. Well, I'm pretty positive it does. This one will drop and just takes just the slightest bit of shake to get it to close. Can't wait to see what the brown lock version feels like. But up next is the Waka, I guess. So we got to wait on the Waka first. And this knife is called the Intruder now, so we have a name for it, which is kind of cool. I didn't like calling it the Unnamed Also or the Unnamed 2. That was always kind of weird anyway. You ordered a blue one yesterday, a blue one of this? Were they released? So you ordered the anode version, huh? That's pretty cool. And this little thing is, man, such a cool little tiny knife. Yeah, that's what I pointed at, was this one. I saw that he was going to release some anodized ones. Wonder if this thing is sharp. I haven't even tried to cut anything with it. Let's see if it's sharp. It's got S90V blade steel. Oh, wow. I would say so. I kind of figured they would make it a point to make this one like a laser beam because of people thinking it's not a real knife. So they have to counteract that by over sharpening it, which they seem to have do because it is very sharp. Very, very sharp. If you're talking about this one, William, that is the Takom previously unnamed prototype number 2 that has been now named the Intruder, I believe. If that's the one you're talking about. If this is the one you're talking about, it's Nirvana. Same as just about all kinds of companies or vendors sell this knife, just Nirvana. It's a yeah, this is the Nirvana titanium. I've got Christopher, I've got a couple of the OK knives with square holes. I don't know which one you're thinking of specifically. They make quite a few different ones. It's like the band Nirvana, Nirvana. Yeah, I'm going to do that cool pattern on these. Pretty sure y'all saw that pattern, but if you didn't, let's hop over here and look at it real quick. Which OK knife are you talking about that's 130 brand new? Good morning, Pete. How are you, sir? How is the family doing? Doing well, I hope. Oh, wow. They just put out a new Shaman. That's what you're talking about. OK just released a new Shaman. I got it, Christopher. It's all good. Yeah, so they just released a new Shaman with the square hole with M390 blade steel and the Cortex XL like handles, which is pretty wild. I might have to buy one of those because I love the Shaman and I love that milling pattern. So yeah, super cool. Another site that you can't right click on because they got that zoom. I definitely know you can click on the picture down here. They have you can open these, I do believe. Maybe not. It's weird. Yeah, those milling patterns are cool. The clip is crooked. That would drive me nuts. So they milled the lines off on the clip. That's a flaw. I'm sure they meant to line them up with the other ones, but when they did it wrong. It almost lines up, but I don't think it's a situation where the angle is off. but it might be. But I think no, they're way too far off for it to be just the angle. Yeah, they're crooked. They got close. Christopher, I get a 15% discount off of anything at OK Knives. TC Blades, to answer that question, we know because they got caught using the wrong blade steels. So therefore, yeah, I like the one down here at the bottom. Therefore, they know they're going to get scrutinized and be under the gun, and they get tested on Reddit pretty often. So occasionally when something new comes out and they don't trust the fact that it's real blade steel, they test it on Reddit. There are guys that have the guns. But you kind of just have to trust that they don't want to be outed and lose sales because of the fact that they lied about what they use. And this guy especially, the OK Knives guy, he is very honest and will tell you what the real blade steel is on any of these. And any of the ones that is not real, he puts in here mark, the words M-A-R-K, mark, with what it is marked as, but that means that it's not that original steel. So it'll say mark, it'll say mark S90V, but that means that it's not S90V. But if he puts 100% next to it, that's what kind of steel it is, because he's based his business on being honest about that, and he knows he would lose business if someone tested it and it didn't come out that way. So it's kind of like it's a trust thing at this time, but they do test them on Reddit. So there's guys that work in the industry that have access to those testing machines. So like, I wanted to show y'all, the guys that haven't seen, how I'm going to ano the one that I've got. I'm going to copy the way this guy did it. Come on, where's the post? I showed it the other day. There it is. So that's how, the one on the left is how I'm going to ano mine. I'm not going to copy his exactly, but I'm going to use a lot of those same kind of tones. And I really want to copy the middle Zahn. But that is definitely how I'm going to ano this one. With each little block a different color. Yeah, Christopher, you want to trade me? I'll trade you this one for that one. And I can bead blast the one you've got where it's not dark. And then I'll ano it in that pattern. Yeah, I almost decided I was going to buy it from you for that price you had posted. Y'all just hopped in and don't mind dropping a like, that'd be awesome. So something else I guess I failed to mention when dealing with going to Knife Swap to purchase knives is there's another process you have to go through in order to confirm your swaps, and it's not clear. As some people are not good with computers, and I totally get that. To a lot of us, it just comes as second nature to be able to read what you're supposed to do and follow it, but it confuses a lot of people. So I wanted to show really quick. I'm going to walk through the process one more time. So let's say we go to this post right here, and I want to buy this Arcform Dark Form for $160. And I've looked at the pictures here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that knife. It's black. It's what I want. I want to get that. I don't mind paying $160 because new, or $140, sorry. I don't mind paying $140 because new it was $200 or whatever. So if you want to buy this knife, all you have to do is type YOLO Arcform Dark Form. You post that as a comment, and that means that you agree to buy that knife for what the posted price is. Then you go up here to the top and you highlight the guy who's selling its name, or tap on his name and go to start chat, and you message him and work out the deal on how you're going to pay him. You give him your shipping information and stuff in the private chat, and then he sends the knife to you. All right, so you bought your knife, and you've received it, but you want your name to show how many swaps you have beside it here. Well, if you look at this user's name and you look at his posts, if he posts in any other forum besides Knife Swap, it's not going to show all that info beside his name. So like this guy posted in Knife Club. So if we go to his post on Knife Club, you can clearly see that it just has his username. It doesn't have all that other info. So all that other info is only available on Knife Swap. And the reason it shows up on Knife Swap is because there's a bot that handles all that. So as you can see beside his name now, or this guy's name, it tells how many swaps he has and what payment he can take, and etc. This guy says 90 swaps. So how do you get that to show up, and how does it work? Well, once you receive a knife, you or the person that sold it to you have to confirm the swap. That's how you get credit for it. And either the person that sold it to you or you has to go back to the original post where you bought it. So let's say we're messing around. It's a week later. You've received your knife. You have to go back to the post where you bought it and said the YOLO. And you have to do a confirm post. And the way you do that, or to confirm the swap, is you mention the bot's name in a comment, which is u/ksbot, and then you say, I received the Arcform Dark Form from, and then you put the guy's name who made, so Even Reaction is the guy's name. So you have to make a comment that includes both the bot's name and the guy selling its name, and you post that comment, and the bot is sitting there monitoring all the posts in this subreddit, and it will see its name mentioned, and it'll tag on a message underneath this comment that says, this comment is now being tracked. Once the person confirms that the swap happened, you'll get credit. So then the person whose name is in it will message on this post and say confirmed or thanks or whatever. As long as he types something in response to this post, then you will get credit and you will get a swap next to your name, and that's how you build up your swaps. But you have to confirm it after you buy it, or else how would someone know that you actually got the knife that you ordered? And both people that are party to the swap have to comment on the same post so that the bot knows that both people agree that, hey, I sent this guy a knife, and the guy that received it says, hey, I received this knife from this guy. So that's how you do it. All those rules are posted right over here on the side of Knife Swap, and it says confirming sales, and it tells you how to do all that. It says when you complete all items are delivered, a trade, sale, or purchase, be sure to use a confirmed transaction bot to get your appropriate flare. Click here to learn more. And when you go to this learn more, it tells you how to format that comment. It says that you must, it tells when you configure, you have to type the bot's name and the person's name. Anyway, it tells you all the rules over there to the side. But some people might be confused on how to do that. So once again, if you want to buy a knife, all you got to do is find the post, type the word YOLO and the knife you want to buy, and start messaging the guy. So right here, YOLO Benchmade is all you got to type. Hit comment. The guy will say yours, and you start working out a deal by chatting the guy in private. Then once you're done, you make a post saying received Benchmade from, and you type that guy's name again, and you make that post, and then you get credit for your swap. So I hope that explains it and breaks it down pretty plainly. Yeah, and like Michael said, they also have a universal scammers list, but you'll be dealing with people like this that have 309 swaps or 375 swaps or 90 swaps. So after a person has done 90 swaps, they're considered pretty trustworthy. 178 swaps, 78 swaps, 152 swaps, 0 swaps. So let's talk about this real quick before we move on. So this is a brand new guy. This is the first knife that he's attempted to sell on Knife Swap. Well, like I've said before, until you reach 25 swaps, you're only able to use PayPal goods and services. So like this guy down here that says 9 swaps, the only way he can accept payment is through PayPal goods and services. And this is set up to protect the buyer. So when you pay somebody PayPal goods and services, they have to prove that they sent you something. And if they can't prove that they sent you something, then you can dispute the charge and get your money back. So until you get to 25 swaps, this is the only form of payment you're allowed to take. After you get to 25 swaps, you can take any payment method that you choose. That's why it says all payment methods next to this guy. Same with these other guys. But this guy has 4 swaps, so right now he still can only take goods and services. So Knife Swap is set up. Knife Swap is set up. Yeah, John, but there's no way for them to know when you got your knife unless you let them know. So when you buy one, how are they going to know that you actually got it and the guy actually sent it to you if you don't make a comment somewhere somehow? So that's how the bot keeps up with all the flare. So yeah, I understand that it's only YOLO, but once you do it a few times, it becomes second nature. And I've got close to 140 swaps now, and I just type the same thing every time to confirm the sale. And I don't think when you confirm a sale, like let's go down here to one that sold a little while ago. Well, we'd have to go to one that sold last week. But let's go to one, let's see. I'm just going to type in the word Rask. So 2 months ago, these were sold. So see, right here is the confirming post that this guy posted. He said all he did was put the guy he bought it from and the bot's name, and then he said Barnes received, very nice piece, thank you. And then that same guy replied with glad you received it. And then the bot said this transaction has been recorded and flares have been updated, thank you. And it tells you how many swaps, what it updated it to. But there's a example of the confirm post and what it looks like. And you don't have to type it the way I typed it. You can just, as long as you include the bot's name and the guy you bought it from's name, you can say whatever you want. And as long as the guy that was tagged in there replies to it, then it'll be updated. And the same right here, except this time the guy that sold it did the confirming. So he said sold pie sand to this guy, and this guy responded and said received, thank you. So it said this transaction has been recorded and all flare has been updated. So this is the opposite. The guy that sold it made the post to confirm it, and the guy that received it replied to it and said he received it. So in this one post, you got both of them. The guy that bought it said he received a knife. The guy said, glad you received it. In this one, the guy that sold it made a post, and the guy that received it replied to it. So it works both ways. As long as both people agree that the swap happened, then the bot picks it up and they record and add it to your flare. So I hope that explains it a little more, the whole process. TC, you can prove that you shipped them something by the tracking info. So when you buy something, goods and services, you have to put the tracking info into PayPal. PayPal has the tracking info recorded in the purchase. So when you send somebody friends and family, it doesn't give you an option to put tracking. But when somebody pays you goods and services, you have to give them a receipt and a tracking info through PayPal. So PayPal has the shipping info, and they can't say they didn't receive it if the shipping info shows they did. Yeah, and there's other places that do the same thing as Knife Swap, and if you go to that Knife Geeks or knifegeek.io, this is a place that you can set up alerts, and it lets you search for knives. And there's these 5 subreddits that all kind of work like Knife Swap. They're called Knife Swap, or they don't work like Knife Swap, but EDC Exchange does. So if you go to EDC Exchange, let me just show you a post here. So EDC Exchange has a bot in there, and it says, let me go to the black one where you can see EDC Exchange. Yeah. So this one is another one where you can sell all kinds of EDC stuff. And they have the same kind of bot, but it just says 26 exchanges. So there's other subreddits for other stuff that also have bots and kind of work the same way. Knife Swap is the only one I've dealt with, only one I've trusted. And like I said, I bought nearly 140 knives, and I'd say all of them but maybe 2 looked brand new when I got them. And I've never had any issues not receiving a knife that I bought from Knife Swap. So, hope that explains all that. That being said, a knife popped up on Knife Swap last night that is on my alerts, and it is an integral. And I hope it hasn't sold yet, because I told the guy if it didn't sell that I would buy it for a certain price. And that is a Reich 1508S, and it has not sold, but here it is. It is an integral, and it is beautiful, and it is one of the ones that I want. It's got a few marks on it. It's got some snails, so that's why I offered what I offered. But I told him that I would give him $250 for it. He's got it listed for $325. Told him I would give it $250 for it if he didn't get any other kind of interest. Because I told him that I would have to redo it to get rid of all those snails. But yeah, beautiful knife. But yeah. William, you might not have to, but there is an option for it. And that protects you to prove that you shipped the item that you sold. I myself, there's a limit. You have to pay taxes on goods and services stuff. They don't care how much you sell. There's no limit on how much you can receive goods and services, but they start reporting it to the IRS at a certain point. And they changed that threshold not long ago, I think, to maybe $600. Threshold for taxes. So the reporting threshold for receiving a form from PayPal for goods and services has changed several times recently. In July 2025, Congress passed new legislation affecting it. It says for tax year 2024, if you received over $5,000 in gross payments, a 1099-K form for the would be issued. It says for the tax year 2025 and later, the threshold reverts to the older, higher limits of over $20,000 in gross payments and more than 200 transactions. But there's certain states that have laws 600 or more in gross payment volume, 600 or more thousand in Illinois. But yeah, there is no limit on how much money you can receive in goods and services. But there is a limit before they start making you file a 1099-K. So yeah, there's that. Yes, John. It takes you to the listing when you get an alert. But there's something else I wanted to show you, John. So if you buy a knife on Knife Swap, like let's say I wanted to buy one of these knives and I had said YOLO in this post for one of these knives, and I go and I start chatting this guy and I'm talking to him, so I will have a log of our chat. And for me, the easiest way to find where I bought knives is just to go to my chats and see where I talked to the guy about a knife and then click on his name. Like for instance, this guy, click on his name and you click the post tab here and it'll show you all the posts that he's made in Knife Swap. And so you can real easily find the post to where you originally bought the knife. So this is the one highlighted that I must have messaged him on. I didn't even pay attention to what I asked him. I'll buy that Norseman from you when you get tired of it. Thanks. But anyway, easiest way is just to click on the chats and go to the guy you bought it from and click on his name and it'll show you his posts of all the knives that and you can go find that post that way real easy if you need to go to confirm one that you received. Anyway, that's enough of a Knife Swap for today. All right, so next, what do we want to do? Sever, what'd you say about another integral? The we what? The tie? What'd you say, Sever? The tie down? P-I-G-H-E maybe? That from Thai Knives? Yeah. P-I-G-H-E. Yeah. It is an integral, but it's a button lock, and I don't like the handles. I don't like the recurve on the blade either. The handle's got too much going on in the shape. Kind of weird. And it's got that pointless recurve. I wish it would have just gone straight. I don't know why they put that slight recurve in blades. Drives me nuts on a lot of knives. They have another older one that I want. It's a number. I've got it added to my list also. It's just got a number. I can't remember what number it is. I've got that one already. Oh yeah, the 702 XL was one of the ones I was thinking about getting. I like that one. Doesn't have a recurve, see? And it is the same kind of button lock. That was one I've got added to my alerts. Then there's another one, the 70. What is it? I still want a Synergy 2 V2 and an Ator, but I just haven't got those yet. They have another one that's just numbers. I'm sure I could find it by looking at my alerts list. It's one of their old models. I don't even think it's on the site anymore. But I think I want one of these Synergy 2s. But I'm glad it has a slight outward curve instead of an inward curve. That's about as funky as I go with handle shapes. That's borderline, almost too much for me. I like it. Yeah, I don't see that other numbered one I'm thinking of. Let me see if my phone Let me look at my alerts real quick. There's a few numbered ones that I want. Yeah, the 1508S was the one we just looked at, the Reich, I believe. Yeah, that's the Reich, so I've got that added. I've got the I thought it was in 702A. What is the 702A? Yeah, that's a Wii. That's the 702A. Here it is. That's one of the long ones like you might like, Sever. That's got that shape that you kind of dig, Sever. So that's the 702A. The Azenta and a bunch of Tucsons. Let's see. I've got the Lemipshi Nirvana added for sure. I've got a ton of alerts. I get alerted for everything. Anything that says Hilberg in it, anything that says Clone in it, anything that says Lion Blade Works in it, anything that says Kevin John in it, anything that says Integral. I get an alert for any Integral that comes up. I usually get them within 5 or 6 seconds of the post going up. Oh yeah. I wanted to show y'all something going on at the hotel last night. So occasionally there's a car show in town. First I wanted to show some knife picks. So these are the first 2 knives that John got from Knife Swap. He got a Tri-Stash and a Zen. So there's his first 2 Knife Swap purchases. And that's what made me start talking about it. My Omega should be here on Monday. So yeah, it's on the way now and I should get it on Monday. Ed posted a bunch of pictures yesterday. Y'all didn't see them. And then during the night, I guess maybe he got this knife sent to him to check out. I don't think it's his. I could be wrong. But it's that knock that we looked at. I saw one at Blade Show. The guy made it a point to show it to me like he was proud of the spinning pivot there with the gearing in it. And then Ed posted another picture this morning, which I'm not sure I've seen those knives before. So those might be some more that he's getting on loan to check out. But check this out. So at the hotel last night, all these trucks were parked there and all these old cars. So I took them. It was like a car show walking around the parking lot, which was pretty awesome. So I took them all and I cut them out and I made cool pictures with them. And that is what these are. So that is the actual picture of the truck sitting in the parking lot with rain on it. But it looks like a little toy truck now, sitting on a desk. And I took each one of them and put them somewhere else. So I put that one in like a city setting. That one is in the mountains. That one is sitting out in a field. Those two are sitting up, look like toys. Sitting up on a little box. So is that one. Looks like a little toy car. That one I put in a city scene again. That one I put on an old mountain road. That one I put on the side of a cliff. And we're back around to the beginning. But as you can see, here's the picture I actually used, and then there's where I transposed it into a new one. Here's that one. Here's those two. Etc., etc. I put that orange one on the side of a cliff too. As you can see, I was bored. Ed posted one of his photos of a custom car. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, let's see. Oh, two more knives. I'm bidding on two knives on eBay, so I wanted to announce so we don't bid each other. I'm winning a bid on a TS559. And if you want to take this one and I'll take the next one, I don't care, but let's just not raise each other up. And I'm also winning on a TS484. And I wanted to know if any of y'all have a TS484. So I posted a picture of it. But it looks like a super clean little knife. I didn't just skip your photos, did I, TC? Where did I skip? What am I looking at? Where did I skip yours, TC? This is as high as I went on this page. Modding. What did I... Oh, these? I didn't talk about anybody's in the modding channel. I went up. I didn't mention anybody's in here. I was going to show his Blade Junkie's first mirror polish looks great. I didn't mention any of these in here. There's an NO job on an original XL, and there's TC's. I guess did you do that NO job? It doesn't say anything about anything, so I didn't know if you were just showing a knife. Did you use stickers for that? Or is that one of the ones you bought from Sever? That's what I was confused about. I thought it was just one of those ones you bought from Sever. Yeah, I didn't mention anybody's in the modding channel. I rolled past. I was going to mention the fact that I was holding this one yesterday to see what the blade looked like. I'm getting anxious to finish that thing. Did you do that ANOTC? Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't see any comments about it, so I didn't know. Let's see. Pocket check. We looked at that one yesterday. Robin posted his Domino, which is an awesome looking knife. It's a pricey one too. Let me look at that. That handkerchief. So that thread is pretty thick on there, huh? Trying to just look at them to get some ideas. Ed's got the tri-stash in pocket. Just like Mr. John bought one off Knife Swap. So the tri-stash is in action today. Ed's going to start posting some more car pictures here because he's bored. Yeah, guess that's about it going on the Discord. Yeah, that Hank was cool. So what other knives are we going to talk about this morning? Do y'all want to cut a little bit of this out? I'm just kidding. Y'all don't want to, but I do. It's so terrible that I can't just finish that knife today. Oh, that's something else. So last night, I thought about go ahead and buying a little forge, and I want to show you the one that I started to buy. So we talked about this brand. Pete showed a sander they have. Well, they have a propane forge that is super cheap. Come on, keyboard. I think the battery's dying. So check this out. They have a $65 one burner forge that you hook up to a propane tank. $65.90 limited deal. And that would probably do all I need to do with this knife. So instead of the time and all the parts that I would have to buy, I would probably end up spending more than $70. And they make one with 2 heating elements for $124 and 3 for something else. And they also make a couple of versions that are even cheaper or that are shaped differently. But I started to get this one last night for $110. And then I realized that you have to buy. So I read the reviews, and the only problem is you have to buy the stuff, the refractory stuff, cement. You have to buy the refractory cement to seal it up. So what I decided instead, so we went to that Instructables about how to make your own propane forge. And this guy did one out of a propane tank, and he has a video showing it all. But what I decided, since I'm not sure how big I'm going to get into it, I'm going to start out by doing this. Hold on just a second. I want to show y'all something really cool that anybody could do super easily. So he has a video talking you through how he built this whole thing. And it's super cool how easy it is. But it's still a little too much that I need for one knife. So he has another video where he made a coffee can forge. And that's all I need at the moment to do this one knife and to see if I want to go about heat treating some knives.
In this video, I'm going to make a forge. I've made one previously, like 10 years ago, using
all he does
some fiberboard
is take and
mixed.
He takes and puts a can of Raid down in the middle. All right, hold on. So he puts a can of Raid down in the middle of the paint can. He put the lid on the bottom of the paint can so it can't run out. And then he bought plaster of Paris and sand, and he mixed them 1 part each equal.
Okay, I have
in this bucket over here.
Refractory mixed.
So that's plaster of Paris and sand.
1 part plaster of Paris, 1 part sand.
And then you add 1 part water.
I got some sand right there. 1 to 1.
You add 1 part water.
More than that.
And then he's just going to pour it in around that raid can. But check this out. He's just going to pour it around the raid can, center the raid can in it, and he lets it set up for 10 minutes. And then he comes back after 10 minutes.
And the plastic,
and it looks like that.
Set up. So I'm just going to in front of it.
So he goes about getting the raid can out of the middle. He scrapes all it out the back here, and he uses a little rod to knock it out. And then he pulls the can out, and he's got a forge built in a coffee can.
There we go. 1 forge chamber. Looks pretty good.
And all you have to use to heat it up to forging temperature is a regular torch.
Connected up to a hose.
So he's got his benzomatic torch. He's got a hose that goes over to the tank. I've got one of those hoses. But that's all you have to use to make a forge enough to do a knife. So I think that's the kind I'm going to build. It's just this little coffee can forge to see if I want to go about doing knives. And a bag of plaster of Paris and some sand is all you really need, with some little scraps of pipe and here and there. And it works. So I thought that was super cool. John, I'm going to work on this afternoon getting that post up. I said I would try to do it today. I'm going to wake up in the afternoon. The way you know what temperature you get it to is by one of these right here. So you use a laser temperature thing, and you get it up to, this one goes up to, it'll go up to high enough to do the knives. But you just point this at it, the lasers, and it'll tell you. But I am going to make that post this afternoon, John, with all those knives. I'm going to make a couple of different posts, one with nice knives and one with the bargain bin stuff. Yeah, I can't believe how similar those two knives are, though. I wonder if the Browns saw the Kaiser original and were like, that's a good shape. Let's use the same pattern and clip. And I've decided I'm going to sell I'm going to sell quite a few knives that I didn't think I was going to sell. So there'll be plenty of nice ones for you to look at, John. I'm also going to sell some of my duplicate clones, like those Cortex. I'm only going to keep one of the Cortex and sell the other two. So somebody just mentioned about a Cortex XL. I've got two that I'm going to be selling. Andrew, Sever 7, I think, has one. Yeah, I'm not sure, Andrew, which one came first. But I don't know why they would call it the original if it wasn't one of their first models. So the Kaiser's probably been around since Kaiser has. I don't know how long that is. But I don't know which one was made first. I was making a joke more than anything. They're not that similar. I mean, oh, I'm definitely not doing that, Christopher. I don't need the Nirvana. I've got one. I've got two. I've got one. I've got a Python too. I'm happy with my titanium one. I'm probably going to sell the gold Cortex XL that I anodized with the purple clip, and one of the other pattern ones. I don't know which pattern. I don't remember which ones I kept and which ones I got. I think I got both the patterns though. I'm not going to be doing much trading. Mine are going to be for sale. Morning, Robin. I have two Spydercos for sale. Those two. No, I'm not selling a Sham 3.0. I gave away my last Sham 3.0 to a giveaway winner who then deserted us when we got a little bit of drama coming at us. So I'm still a little salty about giving him a Hilberg Sham 3-inch as a giveaway win, and then he deserted me a few weeks after that because a little bit of drama came this way. So yeah, I don't have a 3.0 anymore. I got rid of it because I like the 3.3. Okay, Christopher. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, if some of y'all that hadn't dropped a like yet would do so. Yeah, that little coffee can forge seems super easy. All you do is pour that stuff in, let it harden, and then get your blowtorch going. So I think for this project, that's the perfect little do-it-yourself forge. And especially with this knife steel only having to be heat treated to 1450 or something, I know I can get that easy with that little forge. And I've got a nice little toaster oven that we can temper it in. I bought one at a yard sale that I just got sitting out in my garage. I need to get some of that wrap, the aluminum foil wrap, to keep mill scale from forming. Yeah, Christopher, this one right here is not that hard to make. And it just takes some of the blanket, some fire bricks, and he made little boards to go on the front and back of the same material. But he coated this with that refractory cement. And then this one, he made a burner for his propane tank. But this guy shows how to make all this stuff. But this one actually works really good. And he made the little front cover so he can get the tongs in there. Whoops, y'all probably can't hear it. But the little propane ones...
The forge heated up really quickly. As you can see, the chamber is already starting to glow. This is really starting to...
After 1 minute. That's a little bit bigger.
Shooting from the forge. I think it's a bit long, so I may modify it so it's shorter, or use a rod reel style burner. Inside the chamber, it's really starting to glow.
But he made the hole in the back so you can stick rods all the way through it if you need to heat it in the middle or something.
So this.
But he tells how to make the propane burner
forge
and the coffee can forge.
How to build the propane burner? Check out that video.
His name is Andrew W. on YouTube.
So stay tuned.
And
channel.
I'm gonna subscribe to him. Whoops, I'm not signed in. But here's a link to that guy's channel. Yeah, John, the only problem, like I said, with that ready-made one is you have to buy that refractory cement, and you have to coat all the inside of it. So even if you buy this one, you have to coat all the stuff on the inside of it right there with that refractory cement. And everybody in the comments said that they wouldn't use it without it. And it says right here, let me show you. So when you go to this one, because I was going to get this one, but you go down here to the comments, the reviews, it says, worth every penny, fast shipping, recommend purchasing rigidizer and refractory cement for the installation. Overall, the forge works great. The downside is that it doesn't come with any rigidizer or refractory cement, which adds another 50% to the overall cost. And it said it runs through 20-gallon propane tanks, so you got to get a 100-gallon tank. While it doesn't come with refractory cement or extra bricks for forge doors, that's expected at this price point. But yeah, so it's not really ready to use right out of the box. You still have to coat it with that refractory cement and rigidizer. And I like the way that using the torch one, because I've got the hose for a torch that hooks up to a regular propane tank, so you can set it off to the side. And I like the size of the little coffee can one. I haven't even set up my buffer yet, so I don't have room right now to set up a whole nother big huge forge that I'm not going to ever use. That's why I want to make the little one first, to make sure I'm actually going to use it. See what else is going on in the Chinese knives. There's the brown lock version. As he's working on it now. There's the new AliExpress coupons. What else we got here? This guy had a few nice knives for sale, including a neon, a Canondia. This guy put a 12-volt anode, which you could do with just a car battery. You don't need no crazy setup. A car battery, some baking soda, and some water, and you're good to go. But it doesn't look bad on the shortcut. 12-volt anode. Intruder. I still can't get over that name. see what else. There's a sword fin. There's the model that I got on the right, but it came Zerblasted. That guy's working on the Ting. Let's see. Oh no. Started a car picture thing on the Discord. Hey, that picture looks familiar. Pretty sure I saw those two knives on our Discord. There's the bio. Gotta love the bio. Sweet knife. Oh, Andrew, you asked if you should buy the Max Ace Black Mirror 3. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I don't know why I put 2, typo. Pretty sure. Yeah, I know, Christopher. That's why I was saying that. I was just kidding. Yeah, the bio is good. Sever, don't you have one of those Max Ace? I mean, that is a good price. S90V or Magna Cut. This one, S90V, Magna Cut is $290. The S90V is $240. Looks like this store still has them available. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh. Max Ace knife. Well, it didn't even come up on their website. That's no good. Yeah, so which one is which? Alright, so that's the 11A. The B is out of stock on their website, Sever. It's 168. I thought you bought one of those, Sever. Maybe not. And it doesn't look like they let you pick the blade steel either. They only offered one version of it, I guess. Where that other site had both of them. Is there an Atlantic knife special on it? They were 145 bucks, 168. Yeah, same price. Blade HQ, be crazy price. 148. It's not bad. They're sold out though. But it looks like the only place that has a variety of them is this place. That's a ridiculous price. $120. That's awesome, Andrew. Yeah, you might want to pick that one up. Let's see what the last one sold on Knife Swap for. I don't know if they're going to write the 3 with the 3 or with the Roman numeral 3. 2 months ago, a M390 one sold for $90. Of the number 2. S90V 5 months ago sold for $105. So $100 seems to be around the going rate, but if that's 120 Aussie dollars times 0.65, I don't know, it'd be somewhere around $75. So depends on if you're talking 120 Australian dollars or US dollars. It's so weird to me that other countries actually use US dollars sometimes. Can't wait to see the Protean clones either. Well, that guy likes... What's going on? Oh, his color was off. Those look brown instead of black. What else we got? All right, guys. I'm going to start winding this one down today. I got to get up this afternoon and get all those knives wrangled and get a post or two made. Such a headache. Oh, have y'all seen this knife? So this post said he's only going to start buying cool knives from now on. And this one was pretty neat. I hadn't seen it. It's pretty cool. And you flip the lever back over to close it, push down on it the same way. Pretty neat little mechanism. I wish it sat flatter. It sticks up a little bit too much. It doesn't stick up too bad though. Anyway, that was pretty cool. See what else. Oh, there's a new... That reminds me, have y'all seen that, I want to say it's a Kaiser or and it's got part of the scale that rotates. And I saw a video of it. I should have bookmarked it because it was interesting. I want to almost say it was a Kaiser though, but it had... Maybe I can describe it and y'all will know the knife I'm talking about. I want to say the post said like getting better with it. But it was a post. I think I'm getting close to where it might have been. It was just yesterday, I believe. Am I getting better? Oh, that's with the sharpening. Dang it. I knew I should have bookmarked that post. Let me see if y'all have said anything in the chat. So, it's a knife that has a little section right here. I think it's right here. It's like a little corner is cut out that rotates, and it lets you fling it around like a balisong. Somehow this little section folds out and rotates and spins. And I couldn't quite figure it out. It was a totally weird looking little knife. But it had like a little cutout part in the knife. Like, I don't know if y'all can understand what I'm saying. But if you just took a little block out of one of these sides, and it had a little part that it was hinged that spun, and it was a totally weird looking action. And I ran across it on Reddit, and the guy was practicing with it, and I can't remember which knife subreddit it was in. But it was a weird looking little knife. It's it was a concept. You're right. It was a concept. Concept hazard. I should have known it was a concept, and you'd know what it is. So how does that motion work on it? What does that thing do? I'm still confused by it, even looking at it. I need a video. One day ago, wildest folding knife.
Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, would you look at this? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What? Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
So it just folds out and spins.
Look at this. Just look at it.
It just folds out. It doesn't even really rotate. You just rotate around it. All right, I get it. It just folds out, and that's how you unlock it, I guess.
It may not look too crazy, but it is a little crisy.
It's out there for sure. So
Tell us about this.
So this is the Hazard. It's heavily inspired by the balisong. So the designer was really focused on that, and
for those scratching their heads, there it is.
It's a two-hander for me because I'm still getting used to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is doable because the designer was here at the show and he was doing all his tricks.
Flips and tricks and all sorts of stuff with
you
it.
can get it down. It is possible. Yeah. I'm not a bally guy, so.
Right.
But it is stupid smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get rid of the thumb studs since there's no use. This is a prototype, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use one hand to get it open, just like a balisong.
Yep.
And then I'm going to try to do this one-handed.
Okay,
back. There we go. So it is doable. It just takes some getting used to.
Sure.
Really interesting lock.
Yeah, that's a crazy little knife. That video was pretty cool, though. Like, when you see somebody flipping it like that.
Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, would you look at this? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What? Oh, go figure.
Yeah, pretty wild little thing. She has a short about it. This is 6 months ago. 2 days ago.
Okay, this one, just a little sketchy, if you will. Slide your finger in this crack to initiate, and it is open. Oh boy, oh god. Okay, wait. Or you can open it like this, or like this. Yeah, so once that's snapped in, totally locked out, 0 blade play. And when we want to close it, we just do that same initiation, and then snap, and now it's locked shut.
And as long as you're holding on that side of the knife,
I like it.
you shouldn't be able to
Link in the
cut
description,
yourself.
and I will put all specs below.
Yeah, as long as you're holding on that side of the knife, you shouldn't be able to get the blade to hit you. So it's pretty safe. John, was that the same video you posted? I don't know. She showed it 6 months ago.
At SHOT Show
weird.
2025, the Concept Hazard. Pinch this right here. So it's something you got to get kind of used to. I said it's better to. Harder than it looks. It's got a feel of a Bali song.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Are they for? I mean, how much are they?
What's going on, guys?
I didn't even pay attention. $160. Not bad. Have you already ordered one, TC? You already made a video about it? Is that what you said? That's all right, guys. I gotta start winding this one down. Appreciate y'all. Y'all need me, you know how to get a hold of me. Thank y'all once again for joining me this morning for a wonderful knife session. I hope you have a great Saturday. Get done anything you need to get done today. This afternoon when I get up, I should be posting that post with a bunch of knives for sale, so look for that if you care. Yeah, other than that, I don't know, Ed, I kind of like it. Something else to play, something fun to fidget with. I don't have a problem with innovative stuff. It doesn't have to all be the same. There can be a little variety. I said that with Southern for sure. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Like I said, we will do it again tomorrow. I'm probably going to remove a little metal on this knife today, but we'll wait and sand it until video. I said I was going to remove a little bit of that black and get us closer to the sanding because we can't sit here and sand on video for hours at a time. So I've got to get it a little closer. But I'm not going to really do anything major to it except on video. Closing up all my knives on the table. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.